What's up, everybody? How we doing today? Got some coffee again. Today gonna be running through HTML and what it is as far as a programming language, or actually markup language, because it's not a programming language, but it does pull files from your hard drive or your server, which basically makes it a markup language. And it is the foundational piece of the internet. So really anything you're going to encounter as far as web through your browser here is going to be of HTML. Probably combined with CSS and JavaScript and other things, but it is most likely going to be HTML. And if you get into programming or web development, you're going to find that HTML is probably the first language you will come across. And the reason for that is you basically need HTML to do pretty much anything else as far as the internet is concerned. The reason also for that is that HTML is basically the first language the web was built in. Then people started doing things like creating tables and such to make boxes, which just got more and more complicated. So then they brought in CSS, which helped kind of do some of the design for HTML. Then we wanted to get into flashy buttons and things that interact and schedules and stuff like that, which brought in JavaScript. So what we're going to show you here is just some simple HTML syntax, some simple HTML code, how it works, what it gives you. And as you're seeing, everything here has been structured. The actual buttons and the pieces are actually HTML. So if we went in here, we would see that this is the HTML tag, this is the HTML paragraph, there's probably another HTML tag like a H3, and this would go into another HTML paragraph. This would go into an HTML image source, which is basically pulling the image that we've uploaded on the server. So just going down, you can kind of get a good idea of HTML. And I do have a great list of free HTML tutorials that will walk you through all of the different parts of HTML, like creating a form, tables, which I brought up. This is kind of the end of the program, but iframes, which is basically videos and videos, and even the foundational pieces such as lists, styles, images, and links, text formatting and comments, and just the foundations of HTML. So I'd recommend going through those. They're all free, don't worry. It's right up here, tutorials/HTML tutorials. Go through that, it's awesome. But let's just go to another code editor where you can actually look at some HTML I've just drawn up quickly. So we're just going to go through this real quick, but basically what you see here is that we're declaring it as a HTML document type, which is basically the type of file we're creating. And the title is just what you're going to see in your browser, so I'm just calling this HTML overview, which is going to be our HTML overview document. Looking here, anything within the body is what you're going to see down here visually in the browser. This is the browser screen. This is our HTML. So as you see here, we've labeled this website design and development as an H1 tag, which is basically giving it that ordered structure of importance for text and titles. So let's just create this with a capital D, so it's web design and development, and we should see it reflects here in the browser. So guys, that is kind of HTML. We're going to go down here to the paragraph, and you'll just see that we have this paragraph. Check out this website for new information. What if we wanted to create 3 paragraphs? We could just go down here and create 3, and you'll see that within the browser. It is created 3 separate paragraphs. And then just finally down here we have an HTML image source, which is basically pulling our sweet HTML button link, and it's just pulling this image here. So if I actually were to take this line of code out, just take it out, you'll see that the image withdraws. So basically, guys, that is HTML. It's everything as far as content, text, images, titles, things like that, links, anything that you're going to be using within your web page as far as getting the information across. Now, if we want to doctor this up and create blue buttons and pink text, and we can definitely do that. However, we're going to need to incorporate CSS, or at least to professionally do it, we would incorporate CSS. And that would be kind of the next step here. But I just wanted to go over some of the foundations of HTML. Again, there's a great HTML tutorial for free. It's like 10 sessions of a couple minutes each. Run through that in a day or two, and you'd get a much better understanding of how HTML works and what it can do for you and your business. So if you guys have any questions about HTML, give a like, give a subscribe. That stuff is always appreciated. And then stay tuned. We'll be going into more front-end languages like CSS and JavaScript, which will incorporate more of the HTML and how that can be used with both. So stay tuned, guys. Thanks for checking it out. We'll catch you soon.